prizes, gold medals in Asian Games. Bajrang Punia in wrestling for males. Vinesh Phogat wins wrestling gold in women in Asian Games. Vinesh Phogat. A good beginning for Indians in Asian Games. Vinesh Phogat and Bajrang Punia. Till yesterday, these are the two things, and you have one more gold. UK confirms Nirvan's presence. Nirav Modi, and you all know Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi. Most of them are hiding themselves in London. There's a topic called crowdfunding. What is this crowdfunding? When you source money from the people to support a project, that is called crowdfunding. When you try to source money from the people to support a project, then that is called crowdfunding. It's also really important. Next article, stay with RCEP. Stay with RCEP. Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. RCEP means Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. What is this RCEP? See, we had an agreement called TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. America and 11 more countries, total 12 countries, during Barack Hussein Obama's period. During Obama's period, there is a proposal for TPP. Now, America have pulled it out itself from TPP. After Trump have come to power, he told, I am not going to continue with TPP. Because according to Trump, it is against America's business interest. It is against America's business interest. So, in fact, informally to counter this TPP, which is going to adversely affect India's, Chinese and other businesses, 10 Asian countries plus 6, India, China, South Korea, New Zealand, Australia and Japan. New Zealand, Australia and Japan, 16 countries are discussing about RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. But India has some reservations over it. What are these problems? Problem number 1, already we have a very big trade deficit with China. Already we have a huge trade deficit with China. China sells more to India than it purchases from India. China sells more to India than it purchases from India. India don't have FTA with China. India don't have free trade agreement with China. And the problem is, now with RCEP, China's goods might be dumped into India more and more, and Indian local goods will get affected. Next year we are going to have our elections. If India gives this wide promise in RCEP, it might affect the interests of the common man in India. First thing. And second thing regarding this, the second concern is about RCEP countries are asking India to lower the customs duties on various goods. The members in RCEP are asking India to lower the customs duties on various goods, which India cannot always afford. Already we have FTA with Asian. This is the second issue. The third thing is intellectual property rights, IPR issues, particularly pharmaceuticals. Japan is stressing entirely freedom to pharmaceutical companies, which affects the Indian interests again. And more importantly, India is proposing differential market access to Chinese goods. Differential market access. China's goods cannot be completely dumped into India. All these things are India's reservations with RCEP. But the author is saying in the editorial, the editor is saying that in spite of all these issues, India should be a part of RCEP. In spite of all these issues, India should be a part of RCEP. You know why? RCEP is a very big and good regional bloc, and the world is moving towards regional trade blocs. If India is not a member of any strong regional trade bloc, it also affects the Indian interest. India should be a member in the strong regional trade bloc to protect the Indian interest. This is really important. Stay with RCEP. Okay, and there was a news yesterday. BIMSTEC countries are also aspiring for FTA. We have SAFTA for SAARC. For SAARC, we have SAFTA. For BIMSTEC, we are also aspiring for FTA. But more than this SAFTA and BIMSTEC FTA, the RCEP is very much important because it has Japan, it has South Korea, it has Australia, it has New Zealand, it has China, and all the 10 countries in Asia. This is really important for India. So, very important question for IR students. RCEP and India this year and next year. A next important article, an enduring threat. An enduring threat. This article is related to religious terrorism in India. You all know upcoming Khalistan. In 1984, Operation Blue Star Khalistan movement and Indira Gandhi's death. After that, we all thought Khalistan movement receded. But of late, we are observing in the newspapers that even in London, Khalistan protests have started. So Green Party in London also have given support to Khalistan movement. So intelligence agencies in India are not that successful in predicting religious oriented terrorism like Khalistan issues, Islamic State and other religious terrorism. So this is a serious setback which we have to address. Next important article, a brief history of the rupee. A brief history of the rupee. In the examination point of view, it is not that important. How rupees, pound sterling exchange rate is fixed. Exchange rate is fixed. After the Second World War, with the advent of Second World War, how British government have imposed controls on rupee exchange, how sterling, then what happened during independence, how Winston Churchill played a game, all these things are discussed, but this is not important for you for exam. But you should know a point. The point is, rupee value is decreasing. $1 is equal to now 70 rupees. $1 is equal to 70 rupees. If rupee value gets decreased, we have exports increasing. We'll just after all, it helps for our exports, but imports are costly. But India imports more than India exports because oil is very important for India. Oil is very important in India. Rise in oil prices and capital outflows from India, international instability, changes in America's Federal Reserve policies, all these things led to rupee depreciation. All these things led to rupee depreciation. So furthermore, IMF will monitor if rupee gets depreciated more than 10%. IMF will monitor if rupee gets depreciated more than 10%. That you have to read it properly. Next important article is Muqtada's turn. Iraq Supreme Court told the elections which were conducted 2 months back, they were valid, and a Shia clerk, Muqtada, might become the president of Iraq. And what Swachh Bharat Abhiyan ignores? What Swachh Bharat Abhiyan ignores? See, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is for a good cause. Clean India, hygienic India. Cleanliness is godliness, you all know that. But the thing here is, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan ignores a fact. It is not completely caste neutral. Indirectly, discrimination is going on. The reason is, one section of people belong to one community are doing scavenging work. They are involved in manual scavenging, and we have to actually address this scavenging problem, because this scavenging issue is not only about cleanliness but also discrimination, health issues. Particularly particular caste is being denied the opportunity to enter into the mainstream because of this scavenging. So what we need to make Swachh Bharat is, Swachh Bharat should become caste neutral, rather than caste discriminatory. So this article is talking about this. And next article, educating people about climate change. You all know climate change, it affects 2.8% of Indian GDP every year. Climate change is affecting 2.8% of Indian GDP every year. So you should read the article. And next very good article today, yesterday's newspaper is RBI Act may need to be amended. RBI Act may need to be amended. There is a proposal to set up a crucial database. There is a proposal to amend a crucial database of public credit information. For example, public credit, if a man takes loan, what are his check balances, in what stage his loan is, how many loans he has taken, what is his income, entirety of his data will be in the public credit registry. Public credit registry. So to solve the problems of NPS, we need such type of effective and transparent mechanism. Already we have CIBIL, CRISIL, all these things for individuals and companies. But what we need is, we should go with public credit registry with entailed and detailed data. So this is the news. These are the important news in the yesterday's newspaper.